Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Community Connection show with Ryan Sauers. Super excited today to have Lara Landinez with us. Lara is the owner, among other things, of Vintage Market Days, Greater Atlanta, I think Charlotte, and then in Perry. Is that right?
That is correct. And then also here in Greater Atlanta.
In Greater Atlanta. So we'll just start with the simple thing, Lara, just to let us know a little bit about you. I mean, we want to talk about Vintage Market Days, Greater Atlanta, big event coming up, but just a little bit about your background, where you're from, to let our audience, if they don't know you, get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, great. Thank you, Ryan.
You're welcome.
I am actually was born and raised in upstate New York, moved to Georgia about 20 years ago. And what brought me here was St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I had worked for them fresh out of college, planning events for them. And so since then, it's always been a huge passion of mine to plan events. And so I've done anything from small little birthday parties for 1-year-olds all the way up through huge events with Celine Dion and Tiger Woods and Miami Dolphins and different celebrities out there. So I've done all different kinds of events, and I'm excited to be with Vintage Market Days now.
That's awesome. That's the fun stuff, but people don't realize the hours that go into it, right?
Yes, yeah, a lot of hours, but for me, I love it. It's my thing. It's my
Sure
passion.
thing.
So for me, it doesn't feel like hours.
That's right. I was telling somebody yesterday, if you do what you love, you don't feel like you're working, but you gotta have the passion for it. So that's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit, just for those who don't know. I know it's a mammoth following, especially in Atlanta. And that's how I know you guys the best. But with Vintage Market Days of Greater Atlanta, big event coming up, just the following and what it's all about for somebody going, what's Vintage Market Days? What's the 101 version of this?
So Vintage Market Days, it's an upscale vintage and vintage inspired indoor market for the Greater Atlanta market. And we have some antiques, some original art, clothing, jewelry, soaps, candles, a lot of handmade treasures, and then of course home decor. And then sometimes there are some outdoor furnishings as well. Definitely some food trucks at our market coming here in Greater Atlanta. And then some plants. Sometimes we have things like that. This one's going to be a little bit more focused on Christmas stuff. So cool. You'll see a little bit of everyday stuff, but a lot of flair with Christmas decorations.
Yeah. So that's the Gwinnett County Fairgrounds, correct?
Correct. And so it's been there for about 4 or 5 years, and we're back again this year.
I know. Gosh, it's so nice, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. We're so excited.
I know. So I'm looking, you got, we got coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Is it November 19th through the 21st? And how do people get more information? I'll say this earlier and we'll say it later, but get more information about it.
Okay, yes, it does. It starts next Friday, the 19th, and goes through Sunday, the 21st of November. And there's a couple of different ways that you can find some more information about it or get tickets online. And you can go to our website, which is www.vintagemarketdays.com, or you can find us on Instagram at Vintage Market Days of Atlanta, or on Facebook, which is Vintage Market Days of Greater Atlanta. So any 3 of those avenues will lead you to more information about our event, but also you'll be able to pre-purchase tickets. And for any of our pre-purchase ticket holders, you can actually get into our event a little bit early than our general admission for those who purchase tickets at the gate.
So definitely want to get those ahead of time if you can.
Yes, absolutely. Save you some time.
Yeah. Well, I was looking. Now, one of the things, you're going to have live music, food trucks, lots of vendors, but what I know you say you got a lot of ground to cover. So wear some comfortable shoes, huh?
Definitely wear comfortable shoes. We are all indoors, so it is climate controlled. Who knows what next week will bring? We had 70s yesterday. Tomorrow's going to be colder.
Yep.
So it is climate controlled, except there will be some food trucks outside. So wear comfortable shoes, wear comfortable clothes. And then you can bring a wagon or a cart. We have a lot of shoppers who are looking to carry a ton of stuff, but you can also take to and things from your car as needed as well.
So I've not firsthand seen it. So to give people a picture when they're saying, okay, what kind of things are they going to see there? Like, I mean, I know you got like jewelry or clothing. What kind of things are they going to see? And then just kind of give me a word picture of what the event looks like.
So when you walk in, it opens up to a backdrop that will be for photo opportunities. Okay. It's a great time for you to take your Christmas card photos for sure next week. So that will be right there. And then right among all of that is going to be the beginning of our vendors, and it's spread out into 2 different buildings. And you'll find jewelry, as you said, you'll find the candles, soaps. The big thing is a lot of vintage or vintage inspired home decor items. You find anything you can think of, you're pretty much going to find it there. But it's unique items, and a little bit more higher quality upscale items.
I don't know why for the life of me, Laura, that I was thinking for some reason I had in my head it was an outside thing, but it's not. It's the inside, correct?
This one is inside. Yes, there are other vintage market days across the country that some of them are outdoors, but this one is indoors.
Well, like you said, you and I happen to be in Atlanta, Georgia, and we do not know what the weather's going to be. I mean, it's all over the place. I don't even know what to wear each day right now.
Exactly. And that's one thing I can't control. I don't want to be a part of it. So I make my events indoors.
I do not blame you a bit. I do not blame you a bit. Well, just so we have a background. So but you got into vintage market days, but you have some other parts of the country where you have a vintage market days as well, correct?
Correct. So we have the one here in Greater Atlanta. I actually just acquired this back in June. And so it was previously owned by 2 other amazing owners. And so I've acquired it in June. And so this is my first event with Greater Atlanta. Prior to that, I owned Charlotte, and that has been around as well for a few years. I acquired that actually right before COVID in 2019. And so that was a great event, is about the same size as the Greater Atlanta event, different type of venue, but the same type of event. And so I did that in June. And then now I've just acquired our Central Georgia territory, which is in Perry. And that has been there for a couple of years as well. And so that next event will be in April, the end of April, the beginning of May. So that weekend is like April 30th, May 1st, 2nd. And then the Charlotte one's actually 2 weeks after Greater Atlanta. Wow. So the weekend after Thanksgiving, or not, 2 weekends after.
That is awesome. So you've got your hands full, and that is amazing. So, all right. So I want to make sure, because people have the time, tune in, tune out. You never know. We have video, internet, with Zoom and video interviews. So we have a little turbulence for our viewers, but let's give them one more time the website, because I know you have a huge social media following. You have a mammoth social media following, but what's the website for you guys specifically for the Atlanta event?
Okay, thank you. It's www.vintagemarketdays.com. And you'll be able to find all of our events there, as well as where you can find any information, but also purchase tickets.
Yeah. So we want them to get to purchase the tickets. We're recording the show, but again, to remind everybody, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, November 19th through the 21st for the Atlanta event. Bring your shoes. And what are the hours each day, Lara?
So for any of our general admission, which is those who come to the gate to purchase their tickets, it's 10 to 4. But anybody who up to the event on Friday the 19th, you can pre-purchase your tickets, and then you're able to get in at 9:30. Also, our first 25 shoppers each day, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, will get a tote. It's the first 25. They could win a tote, and it has a gift certificate in there ranging from $5 to $50, but then also a ton of goodies from our vendors. So it's some really great things inside for our first 25 shoppers each day.
That's awesome. And, I know, because, I see Facebook and Instagram in particular, but what's your handle on because Greater Atlanta has its own Facebook and Instagram.
So right? Facebook, yes, it's Vintage Market Days of Greater Atlanta.
Okay.
So, and then Instagram is Vintage Market Days of Atlanta.
Right.
Well, just to confuse everyone.
No, I know. I have the same thing. It's the name you can get, but I encourage our listeners or our viewers to go check these out, because it speaks for itself in terms of the following you guys have. And I love looking at it. And, when I'm doing our social media, I love sharing y'all stuff, because I've not heard anything but wonderful things. And I know you're going to have a great, like I said, the previous team was amazing, but sounds like you are ready for a amazing event. And just, golly, can't believe November's rolling so quick, isn't it?
I know it came here before I knew it for sure, but we love our customers. They are amazing, as you said. And then our vendors are wonderful, and they have been super busy curating and finding neat items or hand making their items so that our customers love what's there. So they've been working hard at it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, what we'll do is we'll be getting this out to everybody. But in closing, I don't always want to ask any of my guests, is there anything else that you want to be able to share with our audience, for whether it's somebody lives in Charlotte or this upcoming event in Atlanta, that we didn't get to discuss so far? Or is that the $64,000 question? Like, but or whatever it is, or maybe that we covered it all. I just want to make sure we covered everything.
Yeah, I think we did cover pretty much everything. Come hungry, come having fun, come comfortable, bring your family, bring your friends. Kids are definitely invited as well. It's a family environment. There will be live music. So yeah, it's just going to be a fun weekend. We're looking forward to seeing you. And as Ryan said, I'll be in Charlotte December 3rd through 5th for any Charlotte listeners, and then in Perry at the end of April. So I'm excited for that as well.
It's like well, you're like one of those country music artists and all their show dates. You're all over the place. All over the place.
And it's only going to get busier.
I know. Well, Lara, this is I'm so proud of what you're doing and building upon and growing, and I give it my highest endorsement. So I appreciate you being able to come on to the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Ryan.
All right, I'm going to close this out. And thanks again, folks. You've been listening to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. Special guest, Lara Landinez, owner of Vintage Market Days, Greater Atlanta, and also Charlotte and Perry. Again, Lara, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ryan.
Folks, you've been listening to it. You too. You've been listening to another Community Connections with Ryan Sauers. We'll see you again next time.